I'm going 9 or 10.
I think
between 8 and 9.
I was saying 8 and 9.
Between 8 and 9. It's got to be.
The record's 7 hours.
I know, 7:02.
I've got some empty space because we just ran a 3-day trip and I purposely didn't restock. So I've got some empty space in here. This center one you can put some cold stuff in.
Everybody out.
Yeah, we need to talk to everybody.
Everyone.
Very low sides. And I know you're all swimmers, but most of you I don't think could swim the entire channel. You could very easily, when you stand up next to that, it hits you below the waist. You could hit a swell and wow, you're in the water, and if nobody sees you, you're gone. Then you're going to see what kind of a swimmer you really are, because we wouldn't know it. If we don't know you're gone. So it's very, very dangerous being in the ocean at night. I can't impress upon you the problem with young people, and believe it or not, I know you think I'm an old grouch, and I am, but I love young people. But the problem with them, because believe it or not, I was young one. If nothing bad has ever happened to you, you don't think anything bad ever will. And usually at your age, nothing bad has happened yet, so you think that's someone else that happens to. You see how...
I'm with the Catalina Channel Swimming Federation. I'll be the official observer in charge of all the rules, making sure that everything's done according to the rules and safely. Safety is the most important thing on this thing. We don't want anybody to get hurt. The ultimate say on safety of the swim, though, is the boat captain. If he finds that conditions are not safe at any point, he is the one who will ultimately make the decision. I'm responsible for what's going on in the swim. He's responsible for the safety of everyone on the boat. Okay? So what I'm going to do is, Lynn Kabasic is the backup observer. She'll probably also be utilized as a kayaker at some point.
Uh-oh.
Don Van Cleve is also from the Catalina Channel Swimming Federation. He will be a kayaker. How many years have you been involved?
I don't know.
More than 20. Yeah. So I've been involved with the Federation for 10 years between swimming, observing, support swimming. The only thing I haven't done is I haven't kayaked and I haven't parented. Okay? So I've been doing it for 10 years. Lynn's joined us a couple years ago. She's a very good kayaker. She has supported 3 swims last year.
2 last year and 2 the previous year.
2 and 2.
Yeah.
And so she knows what goes on. What I'm going to do is just read the rules straight out of the book for you so you know what the rules are. At any point, if you have any questions, parents or swimmers, interrupt me and we'll talk about it. Don't save it until you forget it. Okay, so feel free to interrupt. In any Catalina Channel swim attempt, no swimmer shall use or be assisted by artificial aids of any kind. Swimmers are permitted to grease the body before a swim, use goggles, wear 1 cap, wear 1 forest suit, neither of which may be designed either to retain body heat or aid in buoyancy. No wetsuits are permitted, so no neoprene caps, no neoprene suits. Does everybody have like silicone bathing caps or latex? Silicone? Silicone? Good. During a swim, no supporting contact whatsoever with the swimmer shall be permitted by any person or object. That means the swimmer coming in, replacing the first swimmer. That first swimmer, neither of the swimmers can use the other swimmer to provide support. The swimmer cannot use the kayak and on top of the kayak for support. If the swimmer runs into the kayak, it's okay. If the paddle hits the swimmer, it's okay. If that happens, the swimmer is too close to the kayak, and you won't want to do that again. So you'll pay more attention after you hit the kayak the first time, because it'll probably happen to some of you. Swimming at night out here is different than swimming along the shore, where it's pretty safe and the conditions aren't so windy. Out there, you're in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, and lots of things can happen. You have a wind from the side, you have a swell from the side, you have a current coming from the other way. If those are in opposition to each other, you get waves with white caps. So whatever we end up with out there tonight is whatever we get. So be prepared for the conditions, whatever they are. If they're too bad to swim, they'll tell us. Okay? Looking at the buoy the last 2 nights, the winds have died down after midnight to under 10 knots. Very swimmable conditions. So as long as it's not blowing really, really bad, the thing's going to happen for sure. Be expecting any kind of water temperature. I hear you've trained in water that was about 58 to 62. So I hope that's the truth, okay? Because the water temperature will change, especially as you get in closer to shore along the coast of Palos Verdes. The water, it's been really windy and the water whips up. That's where it starts to get cold. Fortunately, you're only in for 1 hour legs, okay? For a swim to be officially recognized, the swimmer must cross the channel. The relay team must cross the channel from natural connecting shore, touch the opposite natural connecting shore, and clear the water. The beach where you're starting is not sandy beach. It's large pebbles that when you're walking on, it's not going to feel great on your feet. You're not going to run up onto the beach like it's a sandy beach. So you're going to, whoever's starting up, who's starting? Okay, you're going to walk up on the beach. It'll be dark. There'll be a spotlight in front of the boat. You're going to walk up onto the beach slowly and safely. You're going to clear the water, get onto the spot where there's dry rocks. Okay, that's where you're going to stand. I'll go over what I'm going to want you to do before you actually start later. Okay. The finishing swimmer, whoever it will be, if it's a little over 8 hours, it'll be swimmer number 3. If it's a little over 9 hours, it'll be swimmer number 4. I figure you guys are probably in that ballpark, and you've arranged your swimming order based on who wants to swim twice and possibly finish. Okay? We'll talk about how many people will go into the finish a little bit later. Okay? The timing of the swim shall start from the moment the swimmer enters the water until he/she touches the opposite natural connecting shore and clears the water. The observer is in charge of timing the swim. I'll have a stopwatch and my wristwatch to go on as the official timing. Now, I'm going to tell you what I want you to do when you start. When you get on the beach, I don't want you to turn right around and run into the water. One, I'm going to want you to walk into the water. But I'm going to have you hold your hand straight up, face the boat, and wait 10 to 15 seconds. Keep your hand up. And then once, I want to make sure that I'm watching and I can see your feet. Once your foot hits the water, you drop your hand. That's going to be the official start.
My friend Tyla wants me lit, right? I mean, they're lit.
Yeah. See how I'm just like straight in through and then
I got a little excited.
and then
Trying to correct too many.
You also like anchored to the, just not sliding around in the loop. I don't know.
Glow stick.